Brilliance Audio presents Perfectly Ever After by Elizabeth Hayley, performed by Lori West. I gave Carly enough time to get back to her apartment in the city before I called her, and when she didn't answer, I hung up and called again, and again. I finally left a voicemail the fourth time, explaining that I was sorry and for her to please call me. The fifth time I called, her phone went straight to voicemail, indicating that Carly had most likely turned the damn thing off. I went up to bed early, weary from two of the most important women in my life being supremely pissed at me. But I didn't sleep. Tossing and turning all night, I thought about what I said to Carly and how unfair it had been. Though I couldn't help but ponder the ways she'd been unfair to me as well. For me, this whole thing came down to trust. Trust that we would be honest with each other, especially if one of us were in some kind of trouble. But Carly hadn't done that. She hadn't trusted me to know that she'd been arrested. I wondered what it was about our relationship that made her feel she couldn't come to me. And I worried that her reason was something fundamental to our lives together, something we couldn't move forward without. Thinking sucks. I couldn't bring myself to delve into the cage issue with Eva. It was something that would have to wait until after the wedding, if Carly was talking to me in time for us to have a wedding. The thought jarred me more fully awake. I couldn't play these games. Refusing to lie there and wonder about where I stood with Carly for one more minute, I rolled out of bed. The clock next to me illuminated the time. Almost 3:30. I quickly pulled on a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie and reached for a piece of paper and a pen so I could leave a note for Eva explaining where I'd gone. I crept quietly down the hall and into Eva's room. I placed the note on the bedside table on top of her phone, knowing she'd see it there. As I turned around to leave, I couldn't help but stop and look at Eva's sleeping form for a moment. I rarely got to see her this way anymore. Calm, relaxed, silent. I couldn't resist leaning down to place a gentle kiss on her cheek, just like I used to do after I tucked her in when she was a little girl. I suddenly found myself overwhelmed with the speed at which time passed, and deciding not to waste another second, I quickly left the room and headed to Carly's.